My name's Sean Phelps from Custom Color and Style in Boise, Idaho. We picked up this car. It was like a cool stock car, and we got it from some old guy had a nice car collection. He ended up passing on, and his kids sold all of his stuff. And when I went over there to look at it, this car was sitting in there, and it was just a cool, clean, stock car with really ugly interior and really bad paint job. And
was it like single stage, like old school single stage?
Yeah, it looked like an Earl Scheib job, and it had it was just really. I think the car got rebuilt maybe in the early '90s or something. So it had that '90s look, and it just needed a crazy makeover. You know what I mean? So that's what we did. I ended up negotiating a price out work, and I got it back to the shop, and me and Cruz, my partner at the shop, we just gutted the whole thing, started over.
Did you have to do any sheet metal work?
Yeah, just a couple little rust patches, just normal stuff, back of the rocker had a little hole, and then in front of the wheel well on the other side. But besides that, it was super solid.
The car. So, but what did you do here, bro? Because the stuff you did here with our paint is crazy.
Well, the car was already white, and I told you it had a terrible white paint job, was the base color. So we knocked it all down, and then I used one of your guys' base coats, and then I asked you if you could make something that like a Murano type pearl.
Correct.
So you made up that pearl.
The Nacre mirror.
Yeah, the Nacre mirror pearl. So we ended up painting the whole car with that, like a base white, and then the Nacre mirror pearl on top. And then we cleared it and sanded it all flat again, and then started having fun with some masking tape.
How do you like the Nacre mirror pearl?
I love it.
Was it up to your expectation?
Yeah, it's kind of it's a trippy kind of material, because in certain lights and in certain environments it's so subtle, and then in others it's really dramatic. So
cool.
It's not like your typical kind of white pearl or whatever, where it kind of has the same effect in all different environments. This one really does look completely different in different lighting. Awesome, you know what I mean? And it's so small, and it's really easy to spray and get it on there even. So we didn't have any problem spraying it at all. It was awesome.
Dude, give me some highlights of what's your favorite part of the car and the colors and all that stuff, dude.
My favorite color on the whole car is this blue pearl that we did over another pearl, and I couldn't tell you exactly what we did, because we just
wing it.
We just get when we get after it, we just figure it out. You know what I mean? So, but this kind of transitioned from that baby blue pearl into that aqua pearl, and then on top of a pearl white. We get 5 different colors out of one panel, and it just turned out super neat. It's really deep, you know. So that's probably my favorite panel on the car.
Dude,
and I couldn't really tell you why. I just
it is what it is, dude.
Yeah,
So how many of the Tropical Glitz candies you ended up using on this one?
I believe we use, 1, 2, 3. Most of the paint is in pearls. They're in Tropical Glitz pearls, dry pearls. I think we only use 4 candies.
4 candies? Yeah,
most of it's all on pearl.
What's your favorite candy on the color candy?
From Tropical Glitz, that magenta color.
Magenta,
it's badass. Yeah, for sure.
And then the flames, you told me it was your homeboy from Texas, Chemical. What is it?
My buddy Scott from Chemical Candy Customs. He flew out and helped me mask all these flames. So he lined out all these flames, and then we painted them together. But that was after, obviously the panel underneath was painted and sanded, so the flames went on top of everything. But me and him have been friends for years now, and it was just, we'd always been talking about doing something together. So this was the perfect opportunity to do it. He's the master of taping flames.
That's what's up. How long do you think, from beginning to end, how many hours do you think you got in the car, and how long did it take you to finish it?
I don't know.
Because you jammed it out fast.
We just once the colors start going, it goes pretty quick. I mean, compared to what most people would think it takes. You know, the guy standing behind us over here, Kyle, you know, he's taught me so much over the years. We've been friends for 20 plus years, and it's just, once you get in that groove, man, it just starts going, you know what I mean? So it was in the booth for a couple months, and that's with all the clearing, the sanding, the striping, you know, piling everything together, make sure it doesn't shrink too much and we have problems.
That we talked about.
Yeah.
And then on this one, you ended up covering up with the SPI Clear?
Yes, the SPI Euro.
The SPI Euro.
Yeah.
How was it for you? I know you have Beetlejuices in the Universal. Yeah. How did you like the Euro compared to Universal?
I prefer the Euro to the Universal because of the climate that I had to paint in.
Yeah, we were talking, I called the manufacturer because of that today. We were talking between you and Kyle, because I go, they're in Boise, Idaho. Yeah. And like, oh, that's really cold over there. That's like to the extreme. But I think I got a secret sauce for you.
Yeah, sometimes we come in the shop and it's 10 degrees. So it's like we can't, the clears get really
I know,
kind of touchy, you know what I mean?
We got something lined up. Yeah. So what do you got for the interior, bro? Like, talk to me a little bit.
Another guy that we just recently started working with, his name's Ryan from Stomper Customs. He's actually from Florida, moved back to Idaho. He does a lot of different stuff, but I'd say like his main thing was like with the C10s and the truck scene and like the double stitching and the real fancy kind of interiors. So the guy's got like crazy skills, right? But we had to dial him back a little bit on this one because that's not what we like to do in our cars. We like to keep it a little bit more clean, a little bit more classic looking. So we kind of set a couple boundaries for him, and he just absolutely nailed it. Exactly what we wanted to do. You know, everything is super nice inside, and we're super stoked on the job that he did for sure.
It's super timeless.
Yeah,
bro. What do you got for a power plant? Did you do anything with it, or you got an OG?
It's the original 401 Nailhead. It's completely rebuilt. Everything's polished and painted.
Are you gonna show me that candy? Or you're gonna keep it hidden?
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
All right, yeah, bro. Yeah, let's go. All right. That looks gorgeous, bro. Now, did you end up rebuilding the engine, or you just kind of freshened it up?
It was rebuilt when we got it, but I don't believe what anybody says, so we had to dig into it and figure it out. Yeah.
Bro, what do you got for wheels, bro? No?
All right, these wheels are like, you asked me my favorite part of the car. It's the wheels, for sure. These are Fenton Scorchers from 1966. I found them brand new in a box.
Okay.
And I'm kind of like a wheel nerd, so like I've never seen these on another car ever.
Okay.
And when I found them, they were already reversed, 14.6 reverse, in the box from 1965, never mounted or opened or anything. And I ended up getting them from an estate sale for like $800, and it's like.
So you came up like no one's business.
They're like, I couldn't even put a price on them, but they're $800 was like, I stole them. You know what I mean?
I know, totally.
You'll never see those wheels on another car. Here in this whole show, you won't see them. So like, yeah, I'm pretty like.
You're pretty stoked.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, the wheels are. Yeah.
So what setup you got? What do you got? 2 pumps
for suspension?
It's bag.
All the suspension components were supplied by Red's NorCal.
Okay.
It's a 2-pump whammy kit with just 2 batteries. Everything's installed in the trunk, chrome. The whole trunk's upholstered and stuff. And just 8s and 10s, 8s in the fronts, rears in the back, or 10s in the rear. No accumulators, just simple, like old school setup. Nothing crazy, just clean and it rides nice, you know.
Bro, and then you have a beautiful custom steering wheel. Who ended up doing your steering wheel and your knobs?
So the knobs were done by a gentleman in Oregon, and it's the first time I've ever done anything with him, so I don't even remember what his. Just some dude I found on Instagram because I was like last minute shit, you know. Like the wheel was done by Big Ron's. He's up in Vancouver, Canada. He builds like gorgeous steering wheels. You'll see most of his wheels end up in vans because they have kind of that 70s van style. But I just wanted to do something weird and different in this car, so I hit him up. I showed him a picture of the car, and he was stoked to do it. He was like, "Hell yeah, I'll get it done," and he got it done in like a week. So,
really?
Yeah. So he busts his ass on that wheel, and we appreciate that. But But yeah, besides that, just
So I think the only two things I got is that antenna you have is dope, bro.
Yeah.
So where did you find that, or did you custom make that, or what's
No, this dude Ruben was making these. I don't know if he still is, but it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I got this from him.
Okay.
And he's up in the Bay Area. And I know for a fact he's a Buick guy. He's got 2 convertible 59s. So this was supposed to go on a different car, but I just never got around to putting it on.
Uh-huh.
So when this car was done, I was like, I got the perfect thing for it, and I put it on, and it fits perfect.
And I think the last thing I'm gonna ask you is talk to me about that plaque you're flying. Who you rolling with, bro?
Genocide Car Club, baby. Like I said, I'm originally from here, Pomona, California, and it's nothing. I mean, if you know anything about Genocide, you know our it's like this is our shit right here. We build like crazy ass cars, half lowrider, half customs. We just have our own style.
All right.
It's not for everybody, but it's our style. You know?
I love it, bro. I appreciate it.